Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 14 of Balance Point. And so last night, while teaching the in person classes, I was really looking at the empty leg. And then I remembered all those amazing side bends that we used to do with the wall. And then, so we're going to do some empty leg stuff and then the wall. And I'm feeling more and more that balance is about really committing to your center. Um, Often, if I consider, as we get older, that sense of the shuffle that happens, and that's where you kind of the leg slides forward without ever changing the center of gravity. It's like there's a rigidity in center. Whereas if I imagine walking really powerfully, I'm really transferring my weight from leg to leg and I'm committing to that leg. And then I wonder, does that happen because of joint pain or just, I'm not sure. Like, well, why do we stop committing to our center? And so, yeah, today we shall move. So come sit on your mat and let's move together. Come. So sitting on your block with your legs crossed perhaps, or sitting on a chair, or whatever position is comfortable, and have your weights handy. Just have them there, okay? And then just find your center. Yesterday I was driving around and I noticed at one stage that I was sitting more into one sit bone as such, and the other one was almost off the driving chair. And I was driving really crooked, and I was like, "Wow, look at that!" So, as you sit here, it's very easy in this moment to be in the like the two sides and to be steady and centered. But how do you do it during the day? So just notice now, if you just travel your weight a little bit to the right and then a little bit to the left. And so, how far can you lean your shoulders to the right? My head is staying center. So, I'm not dropping my head from side to side. It's like my head, as my shoulders go right, my head goes a little bit left. And as my shoulders go left, my head goes a little bit right. But that's creating a kind of a C curve, like a banana curve in my spine. Just feel that. As you rock your weight to the right sit bone, your shoulder goes right, but your head goes left. As you rock your weight to the left sit bone, your shoulder goes left, but your head goes right. And just feel that. So I'm counterweighting the movement of my shoulders with the weight of my hip and head. Nice. And if we do the same forward and backwards, so as I lift my chest forward, my head goes backwards. And as I drop my chest backwards, my head goes forward. But just feel what that does from your sit bones all the way to the full of your body. Oh, wow. No, it's opposite. Wow, that's so cool. So what I was doing in the beginning was that my shoulders going back, my head were going back. My shoulders are going forward, my head is going forward. But then I'm like, no, that's not right. So as my shoulders go back, my head goes a little bit forward, and my shoulders go forward, my head goes a little bit back. So what happens is that my head stays in the same position, even though my shoulders and spine are moving. Nice. And then roll a big circle with your spine. Just feel that. Like, how would you get really snaky or slinky into your spine? And then roll in the other direction. Snaky, skipping rope into your spine. Nice. So stretch your legs out long. Stay sitting on whatever it is you're sitting on and take your two weights and pull the left weight into your chest and then turn your knuckles so they're facing your belly. So you've turned so your nails are facing your palm is facing your belly. And then as you reach your arm out to the side, send your head to the left and then come back to center. So arm to the right, head to the left, arm to the right, and kind of do it with some momentum. So as you swing your arm out, your head is traveling in the opposite direction. And then try the other side. So your palm is facing your chest, and as you swing your arm out, your head travels in the opposite direction. So arm to the left, head to the right. Arm to the left, head to the right. And then we're going to try one at a time. So right arm goes out, and then left arm goes out. And you tilt your torso in the opposite direction. As my arm goes left, my head goes right. As my arm goes right, my head goes left. Just feel that. So there's something about using the torso that makes the lifting of the arm easier. So if we have a look at the centered one, so sit centered, don't move your spine, bring your right arm out to the side, and I meet a lot more resistance in my arm as I do that. I can feel my rotator cuffs go, oh, this is really hard. And then the other side, keeping center, I can feel, yeah, my rotator cuffs are telling me that's hard. Whereas when I tilt my body, I don't meet that rotator cuff thing, but I'm still lifting my arm, which is so cool. So tilt your body, tilt your body. And so there should be no discomfort in your arms. Only go as far as non-discomfort in your arms. Cool, that was very nice. So come into your downward dog. Push yourself back into your downward dog and pause. As always, when I land into my downward dog, I start to wiggle a bit. It's like I lean into the many directions of my feet. And then I begin to lean into the many directions of my calves. It's like I awaken. I begin to feel into the backs of my knees with movement. I feel into the backs of my thighs, my hips with movement. I feel into the deep of my lower back and buttocks with movement. So I'm rocking my knees from side to side, or rocking my hips from side to side by bending my knees. And then into my spine. How do I find connection into my spine? And then hands, forearms, upper arms, shoulders. How do you enliven the whole length of you as you pause here? It's not about creating rigidity, it's about creating power and strength and ability in your body. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor, rest back into your child's pose. So your head is down, whatever way it is. And that could be with your hands resting underneath your forehead, head resting on the back of your hands. Just pause. Just feeling your breath in your belly. Bum is falling towards your heels. Nice. So come sit on your bum again. Stretch your legs out long. And then lean, draw your right elbow down towards your right hip. So you're really squeezing your right elbow down, and then reach the left arm up and over. Nice. Bend your left elbow down, reach your right arm up and over. And then just begin to travel from side to side. Feel that reach. And how are you creating balance here? How are you not falling over? You have to do something with your bum, something with your legs, something with your feet. As you pull your elbow down and reach your arm, feel how your legs are trying to keep your balance. Super. So pull your right elbow back and bring it back towards the floor, and then dive with your right hand towards the outside of your left foot. Pull your right elbow back, touch. Dive with your right hand to the outside of the left foot. My left hand is on the floor beside me as scaffolding. Pull your elbow back, touch the floor, dive. Pull your elbow back. And when I go back with my right elbow, my left arm is counterweighting. It's reaching forward. And then as I reach my right hand forward, my left hand is counterweighting by bringing my hand to the floor and pushing. So the left arm is really important to the weight. It's a bit like, when they go to throw the discus in the Olympics, their arm is always straight out because they're counterweighting the weight of the discus on their chin or on their arm. So just feel that. How are you counterweighting? How does your weight travel from your right buttock all the way across into the back of the left leg? One more time, right buttock and left leg. Nice, try the other side. So left elbow comes down, or left hand goes over to the outside of the right foot. Right hand is pushing into the floor as scaffolding. Left elbow goes down, right hand is reaching forward. Outside of your foot. Elbow down, outside of your foot. Where does your weight travel from? Left buttock, all the way into the back of the right thigh. Left buttock, all the way into the back of the left thigh. One more time. Right buttock, left buttock, all the way to the back of the right thigh. Nice. Super. So come lie on the floor. We're going to look at the empty leg. So bring both feet to the floor. And just really feel that your feet are flat on the floor. So just wiggle your toes. Have a sense of your feet flat on the floor. And then push your right foot into the floor and lift your right pelvis off the floor. And just feel like but your feet are flat on the floor still. I'm pushing a lot into the right foot. And just feel your left leg, you can lift the left leg up and it doesn't change anything in the pose. Look at that. Left leg can lift and drop, doesn't really change much. Whereas if you were to imagine to lift the right foot off the floor, everything would fall. Nice, come back to center. Keep your feet flat, tilt your pelvis towards the left. So the left pelvis lifts off the floor. Pause there. And just feel, the left leg is really included or involved in the creation of this connection. This is the gesture is push your left foot into the floor and let that lift your buttock. But the right leg is the empty leg. It's not included in what we're doing. Nice. So tilt your pelvis, lift the right buttock. Just wiggle your left toes. Tilt your pelvis by lifting the left buttock. Lift your foot on the right and wiggle your toes. So just get a sense, oh yes, the empty leg. And so we do it automatically. So if I was to say, lift your right foot off the floor, you're automatically shifting your weight to the left buttock so you can lift and make the right leg empty. Lift your right foot a tiny bit off the floor and you do it automatically. You shift your weight over towards the right and you make your left leg empty. So just take your legs for a little bit of a walk and feel how automatically you're pulling the weight into one hip and then you pull the weight into the other hip. You create the empty leg by condensing on one side as you lift your empty leg. Nice, let's try it in a bridge pose. So arms are long beside you. Push your feet down, roll up along your spine. So right now, both feet are really involved in what we're doing. So there's that sense of both feet are strong on the floor. So lower your bum down a little bit and then lift your right foot off the floor. So you condense on the left to lift your right foot up to make it an empty leg. Bring your right foot to the floor, come back to center, and then lift the left foot off the floor. So I'm shifting my weight over to make the left leg empty. So just take yourself for a walk, lift the right foot. It doesn't have to lift far. The work is already happening. And I love this feeling. It's like I go one side, other side. It's quite amazing how we shift our weight, how we engage our body to create connection, to be able to create the empty leg. Shift, empty leg. Shift, empty leg. Nice. Drop your bum to the floor. Bring your arms overhead. Pause. Walk your shoulders away from your hips and just deepen your breath into your belly. So we do it here as well. So imagine you want to lift your right foot off the floor. Notice how you begin to work into the left hip, create ground, a center of gravity, and then your right leg can lift. Drop it down. How would you lift the left foot? Condense on the right, lift on the left. Condense on the left, lift on the right. Condense on the right, lift on the left. Cool. Nice. So come all the way up to stand. And so you're going to need a wall or a stick, or if you're in the middle of a field, then you'll just have to work out what you're going to do yourself, okay? So bring your left hand to the wall, and my feet are hip distance apart or a little bit closer, and my elbow is slightly bent, okay? If you have a stick, like a stick from a sweeping brush, that will also work, okay? I know some people have used walking sticks. It's great as well. So tilt your hips away towards the right, and then tilt your hips towards the left. So we're just side bending as we do this. So hips towards the right, hips towards the left, hips towards the right, hips towards the left. Nice. So my left hand is on the wall. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling, and then lean your right hand towards the wall so that I'm really lengthening deeply into that right side of my body. And then bring your right elbow down and pull it down towards your hip. Reach your right hand up, lean over towards the left with your right hand. So both hands are towards the wall, and my right arm is really trying to get to the wall. Pull your elbow down, pull it towards your hip. Lean as you reach your right arm over, and then down as you pull your elbow down. So as you're doing this, notice how as you reach your right arm over, your weight is more in your right foot. So let your left foot just float off the floor. And then when you pull your right elbow down towards your right hip, your weight is more in your left foot. So let your foot float. So as you reach your right hand over, let the left foot float. And as you draw the right elbow down, let your right foot float. So you're looking at the empty leg here. Right arm over, left foot floats, or even bend your left knee so your left knee rises up. And you're reaching deeply with your right arm over and towards the wall. Nice. Drop your right foot down, pull your right elbow down towards your right hip, and the empty leg is now the right leg, so lift the right knee up. Nice. One more time. Reach your right hand over, lift the left knee, pause. And come all the way back to center. Cool. Other side. So bring your right hand to the wall, lean your hips from right to left. Notice, is there a moment where there's an empty leg? So an empty leg is where you can just float your foot ever so slightly off the floor, and it doesn't affect what you're doing. So when I bring my hips to the right, my left foot floats. And when I bring my hips to the left, my right foot floats. Nice. Okay, come to center. Bend your left elbow, reach your left hand up, lean your left hand towards the wall. Pull your left elbow down towards your left hip. Left hand up towards the wall. Left towards the hip. So if you are doing your yoga in the middle of a field, have a stick handy for the next few days so that you can use the sense of stability, because even though, yeah, it'll create shapes of a very particular kind if you have something to lean on. Or have a tree, walk over to the tree. So lean with your left hand towards the wall, and then lift your right foot off the floor and lift it a bit higher. And feel like you're pushing down into the left foot, and you're reaching your left hand really powerfully towards the wall, and you're pausing. Nice. Foot to the floor. Draw your left elbow down. As you draw your left elbow down, lift the left knee up. Nice. Last time. Left hand over towards the wall. Lift your right knee up. Feeling that sense of the empty leg, the really committing into the left side of your body. Feeling that length. And then last one, pull your left elbow down, lift your left knee. How cool. Super. Come lie on the floor. Land all the way down. Soles of your feet together, knees apart. Walk your shoulders away from your hips. Drop your arms overhead. And we're doing this early in the week. Flatten your lower back down and then arch into your lower back. As you flatten your lower back down, your knees will lift slightly. As you arch, your knees will drop. Move into the arching, let your knees drop more. And then feel like you can lift your chest a bit higher, or your ribs a bit higher, or you can lengthen the front of your body a tiny bit more. Feel the deep of your breath as you inhale. Feel the deep of your breath as you exhale. Nice. Flatten your lower back backwards and pause there, really widening and deepening into the flat of your back. Breath is in your belly. Nice. Draw your knees towards each other. Either stretch your legs out long or keep the soles of your feet on the floor. See what suits you. How wonderful. Loads of ideas there. It's amazing how balance is really inspiring. Yeah, loads of ideas. And so when you're driving later on today, just see, are you sitting evenly through both sit bones or do you commit to one more than the other? I was really amazed at how off center I was when I was driving. Can you hear my geese? My geese are shouting and roaring. There's a goose sitting on eggs at the moment. So there's a lot of shenanigans going on with boundaries and territories in the garden. And yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite nice to have a goose sitting. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy your empty legs and your side bending in your day. And notice where your pelvis is committing to weight or not. Ciao.